All right. All right, everybody. Welcome back to our live lessons for tonight. Hopefully, you guys have been very good before the last lesson. Today, we are going to be diving deeper now into VRChat World development. Tonight's lesson plan is as follows. I'm going to give you a quick review of lesson one. I'm going to introduce how to toggle objects using cubes. I'm also going to be teaching you guys about Udon Graph programming assets. We're also going to be talking about user interface and UI, as well as an introduction to the canvas. We're going to be turning off and on lights using the using the object, and we're going to introduce lessons 3 and 4 for next week at the end of this lesson. So I would like to show you guys what you guys are learning today, because I will tell you I have been playing around with this. I'm going to show you guys what are you guys going to learn about today for this particular lesson of the show. And if you have a question about anything, let me know. As long as it is about VRChat World development. So pay attention to this window right here, as I'm going to show you guys what you are about to learn. So here is our second house. The second house is with stuff that you're about to learn or new things that you want to take a look at. All right. So the first thing we're going to be taking a look at for today is this area right here. This is a little panel I made. And as you can see, we have buttons and switches. I'm going to turn this off for now. We have the main light, which turn off and on. We have the lamp light, which I'm going to turn off the main light first. You see the lamp light is off. The lamp light is now on. Now it's off. And then we also have this button right here to do the same thing. We also have this red one to take away the mirror. And this one also to take away the mirror too. And we have this, which is a weapon spawner, which is going to be part of our lesson 3 or 4, depending on how you guys vote on it. Make sure you guys vote on the poll. See what you guys want to see first. Okay? Then I'll give you a preview of lesson 3. Alright. So let's go ahead and use this house. Start showing you guys what we're about to learn today. So the objective for today is to give you guys a hint on how to use UI and objects to toggle stuff. Today is all about interactions and toggling. The first thing you want to do, make sure you guys have your project open and head over to your right side of your inspector. We're going to go to Pro Builder. We're going to make a new shape and we are going to make a plane, which is the second button on the right on the top row. What we want to do is we want to drag and drop our plane here, and then we're going to move it to here. We're going to move it here, and then we're going to move it down so that we can use it. I'm going to move this plane to my main house, practice house, my main house area, and we're going to make a brand new empty game object. We're going to make a new empty game object, and we're going to call it area of switches. It's like our switchboard. We're going to make a brand new empty game object, and we're going to put the plane inside of that, and we're going to call this switchboard. All right. All right. Let me just make sure I have the right house. Make sure. Yes. Yes, I do. Okay. The switchboard is going to be color black. You should have gotten this when you were doing the last lesson too with the black project studio. I'm going to use that one. We are going to make three more cubes. We're going to go to new shape cube. We're going to go ahead and extrude that. What we're going to do is move the cube to where we can use it. And we are going to put this under our switchboard. All right. And we're going to call this main. We're going to call this main light. Main light out. Then we're going to make a copy and paste. We're going to call this lamp switches. Lamp light. Lamp light. Main. Then we're going to do another one. And we're going to call this mirror. Mirror. Toggle. Main. Okay, so now that we got our switches together, I'm going to go ahead and resize our switchboard. Let me just see one thing. Oh, that's why. Why is this way over here? Okay, we're good. Okay, we're good. No, we're not. Okay, this is the other house. Hold on. Give me one moment. No, never mind. This is the right house. No, this is not. Hold on one moment, guys. There we go. Okay, that is it. Yeah. Make sure. Oh, that's way over there, though. Why is that way over there? Because I think I switched it. Yeah, I did switch it. I want to keep it all together. One moment. Oh, that is main house. Oh, but the switchboard is wrong. Okay, hold on. This is the one I'm looking for. There we go. That's what's wrong. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna call this switchboard. Oh wait, we already have one. Let me remove these. This one. There we go. Please make sure that didn't mess anything. Oh wait, that did. This goes to the other house. I don't know what it was doing there. There we go. You're gonna get into that later. All right, now for this board, we're going to go ahead and resize it, and we're gonna resize our buttons. We're gonna resize them all. Nice. We're gonna move them up, move it to the middle. We're gonna scale it, and then we're gonna move each one a little bit. Nice. Awesome. Okay, nice. Now we're gonna resize the board. Let me actually resize the board first. We resize the board so we can change the size. Nice. There we go. And then let's go ahead and put this back in there. Okay, why is it doing this? Hold on. Okay, there we go. So it's board, right one. Yes, it is. That's for the other one. I need to go to the practice house. Okay, now we can go back. All right, now that we have that ready, I'm gonna change the colors of our cube. For the main, let's go blue. For the lamp, let's go green. And then for the mirror, let's go red. Go this one. Blue, green, red. Now let's go ahead and start programming our things. We're now going to teach you guys about Udon Graph programming assets. And this is a big one, especially if you want to program material. Give me one moment. I do need to do a little something here. Give me one moment. All right. What we're going to do now is we're going to program this to turn off and on the main light. How we do that is we're going to be using a program, and it's called program asset. What we want to do is go to assets. We want to make a new folder for this because this is programming assets now. So you right click and we're going to create a folder. I already have one, UGPA, but you want to call this programming assets. Okay. I already have one. I call it UGPA because it's Udon Graph Programming Assets. Now, in that folder, we're going to make a few programs. We're going to call them object toggle and object toggle button. So to do so, you right click and you go to create VRChat Udon VRChat Graph Programming Asset. Once you have done that, you're going to get a blue box like this one. Now, to get started, I'm going to show you how to use the Udon object toggle, regular object toggle using the bot the cube. So let's go ahead and look at that. We're going to open the graph. I'm going to show you how to read this because this is the important part of this now. So what we need is you need one variable. It's a game object called game object. Now you can call it whatever you want, but remember the name of the object because that's going to be important later, especially once we get into like animations and plotting objects once we get to that lesson. The first thing we need is to make a variable. You just press plus button here, and we're going to go for a game object. Okay. Now I already have a game object, so I don't need another one. Then what you want to do is have an event, and we're going to call it event interact. So we call it event interact. So it's called event interact, like that. You want one. Okay, but I already have one, so I'm good. Now let's get started with actually programming our logic here for the toggle. The first thing you need is to drag out your game object. In this case, you just hold on to this and you press it here, game object. The next thing you're going to need is get active self. It's under game object. So what you do is spacebar, game object, press enter, look for get active self. Like this one. The next thing you're gonna need is gonna be a unary negation. It's under boolean, spacebar, bool, boolean, and you want to get unary and a ry negation. And then what you need is you need event interact, which is under event and then interact like that. It's a blue, it's a green one. The final thing you need to connect is game object set active. We're going to go to spacebar um, game object set active. Then we're going to learn how to connect these, and I'm going to tell you what this all means so that you guys can understand the logic behind this particular programming asset. So what it's telling you to do, what it's saying here is on interact, we're going to set the current game object to an instance and to make sure that it's on or off in some cases. Then what's going to happen is it's going to check to see if the game object is true or false. If the object is false, then it becomes true. If it becomes false, then the game object is not there. Then it's going to show an active self based on this game object. All right. So that's what it does. Alrighty. You want to connect it to where it says event interact to set a set active self. Then you want to connect game object from game object to instance. Then you want to use the unary negation from get active self to boolean, then to boolean again all the way down to boolean bool value bool from set active. All right. Once you're there, you're almost done. Make sure you connect this as well. Set event interact. Okay. Now, once you have this script already, all you have to do now is go back to your scene and you're going to press the cube that we want to use. In this case, we want to turn on the main and light. Turn it off and on. You go to your inspector and you're going to see this area on the right. You're going to see add component. You're required to add a component when dealing with programming assets. What you're looking for is an Udon behavior. Then you want to go ahead and drag and drop that program we just made, the object toggle. Then what you want to do is you're going to change the interaction text to main light toggle. Okay. Then for the game object, we want to find the game objects that we're going to toggle. In this case, we want to toggle the ceiling light. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do that under game object. Let me just make sure of something here. No, wait. No, not that one. I meant to put this one right here. Let's go back to that cube, and then we're going to go ahead and drag and drop the game object because we need to turn on. Is a point light. Control save. Now we're gonna test it using sine EMU. Then we're gonna close it. Close menu. Now we're gonna see if we did it correctly. Nice. There's our first switch. So that is how you toggle the lights. But it's not just light you can toggle. You can toggle anything that you want to toggle. It's not just the light. It's just so that lights are the easier one. But now let's toggle the lamp. Go ahead and do that. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go back to scene. We're gonna go to our lamp light here. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go to add a component, Udon behavior, and we're gonna drag the exact same program that we just made for the first light. As long as as long as the thing is named properly, it should be okay. We're going to go ahead and call this lamp light toggle. And then the game object that we want is the light from the light switch. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. Once you have that, let me just make sure of something here. Something here. Because I'm gonna be on the wrong light. Or unless I forgot to put one. Yep, I forgot to put one here. But a light, could we do a spotlight? No, not a spotlight. We're gonna do let's do a light. We're gonna be doing a point light. There we go. That's better. We're going to raise the intensity to 3. Nice. Then we're going to use our light that we made for this switch right here. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and drop and play our lamp light like this. Hold on. I meant to put it here. Where is that? There we go. I meant to put that here. So save. We're gonna play test it. We're gonna close the menu and we're gonna go ahead and see what's inside. We're gonna turn off the main light first. Oh wait. I know why. Hold on. I know why. I forgot to do one quick thing, and that is I forgot to put it. Okay, now we know which one. Okay, but let me just make sure of that. Uh, point light right here. There we go. Let's test it out. Okay, awesome. Are they turning on the same thing? Oh wait, I'm pressing the wrong light then. Oops. Yeah, I got the wrong light. Hold up. The lamp one is that one, and then the main light. One main light. This might be it. Yeah, this is it right here. Okay, now let's go ahead and try it again. Why is this showing that one? Because I'm on the wrong light. Hold up. Okay, the second one. This one is on this one. Now let's try it. You on light blue Yoshi fan? Because I'm pressing the wrong button. I don't think I am. Oh, I know why it's not working. Okay. Okay, hold up. Let me see a little something here. That is that one. Yeah, what I want to do is I am going to make a secondary game secondary empty game object, and I am going to create empty. Let's go ahead and put it in our house here. Call it light main light, and then we're gonna drag this light and this light. We're gonna drag it to main light. Oh, is it not letting me? Hold up. Oh, because I'm using the wrong thing. There we go. Then we are going to use that in our buttons. Main light. We're gonna toggle main light. Let's go ahead and play test this. Right. Awesome. There we go. Now it works. Awesome. And then for the lamp, yep, I pressed the wrong button. Okay, I have the wrong one for lamp. This is that one. So we're going to use our button. We're going to go ahead and change it this one. Let me see if that works. And nice, nice. Okay, we got it. Nice. Okay. Now that we learn how to turn on lights, now we're gonna toggle mirror. For mirror, we're gonna do is we're gonna make a frame. We're gonna go to mirror. The apartment kit already has it. We're going to use a wall mirror, and then we're gonna put it down. We're going to place this on the under here to make a new empty game object. Call this mirror, main, and then we're gonna drag and drop, put this under here, and then we're going to find VRC mirror, and we're gonna drag it to here. Then we're gonna put that over here. Then we're gonna resize our mirror. Then we're gonna rotate it like this. There's a mirror. Now we can also use a toggle for the mirror. Press this button. We're going to use this red button. We're gonna add a Udon behavior, and then we're going to use the same script we just did. We're going to use the object toggle script here. Be very careful. I almost pressed the one with the button, which we will go over in a bit. What is this? Switchboard now. Okay. Okay, nice. And then we're going to use the game object mirror main so they can do the frame and the mirror itself. Now we're going to play test to see if everything is right. Awesome. Now let's go ahead and use it. Nice. There we go. Now that the first half of the lesson is over, let's now go ahead and start learning UI. So, what UI stands for is user interface, and user interfaces allow visitors to your world to interact with buttons, radio buttons, on all that. It is useful for those of you who use buttons to teleport and all that good stuff. And you can do a lot with these stuff. So let's go ahead and make a UI, but first let's make a panel. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna make another empty game object. One moment. We're gonna make another empty game object. So we can go plus button, create empty. We're gonna call it button panel main. And we're gonna drag and drop it to our main house. And then we're going to copy this board that we just made. Copy. We're gonna remove the switches for now outside so that we can copy and paste it the board, and then we're going to put this under button panel, and then the switches can go back. Nice. Now that we have done that, go to the other board. We're gonna call this UI button panel board. Then we are going to resize the board using the rectangle tool, control save, and then we are going to use canvas. So, a little bit of a thing about canvas. It is a big canvas. So what we want to do is we're going to go ahead and add a UI canvas. And you're going to see that it is very large. Let me show you how to fix that. So, double click the canvas we just made. We're going to go to render mode. We're going to change that to world space. After that, you want to change the scale to 1 divided by 1000 or 0.001. Okay, awesome. Now we're going to change the position of XYZ to 0, 0, 0. Then we're going to double click that canvas. You're going to notice that it's down here. We're going to make sure we put it in the house. So we're going to go ahead and drag it until we hit our desired spot in our world here. And it's way down there. I just noticed it's way down here. So we're going to continue, drag and drop it until we reach the desired location that we want this little guy to be in. In this case, we want it to be in the other house. So what else is UI good for? It is canvas. This is mostly used in video games, but made in Unity, even if it's 2D, 3D. That is what they use. We should be almost there. Way too far. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, okay. Now what we want to do is resize the canvas. We're going to use our rectangle tool. We're going to go ahead and resize this to here. Match the panel we made. Now, the UI panel will go here. Okay. Now, we're going to make a button. We're going to right click under canvas. We're going to make a UI. Actually, before we do that, make sure we don't forget. Go to add component on your canvas, and we're going to add VRC shape. What this does, it allows the canvas to be a UI element. And anything inside of that element we can react to now that it is a VRC shape, UI shape. All right. Now that we resize our canvas, now we're going to start putting UI material. Right click until you see UI. We are going to make a button. So you're going to see our button is reversed. That's okay. Use the rotate tool at your disposal. There you go. We're going to make the button bigger by scaling it up. And then we are going to go ahead and move it up. We're going to title this button Main Lights. We're going to do it two more times. Copy and paste the button. We're going to do another one, and this one is going to be called lamp light. And the final button is going to be our mirror. Okay, nice. Now, unlike using a cube to use to toggle stuff, we're using a UI button, and it needs a lot more material. So we're going to make another Udon Graph programming asset in our Udon Graph programming asset folder. What we were going to call this is object toggle button. Let's open the graph to see what we are looking at in our graph for today. So this is what you're looking at when you're looking at the button. Okay, so we need a target game object, two of them, and it's a call the game object variable. Please make sure to make it public. The first one up here is going to connect to a node called setActive. At the same time, you see a new thing called an event custom event. Because we're using a button, we are going to be using a custom event to do something. We're going to connect the game object custom event to set active game object set active. We're going to connect it to the arrow. For target game object number one, we're going to connect game object to instance. Then we're going to connect a unary negation from from um from bool to make it either true or false. Then on the bottom we have another target game object. You can drag and drop it, and from game object we're gonna make another node called game object get active self. Connect the game object to the instance of game active self, and then from boolean to bool of unary negation, then from boolean to value bool on set active. So what this is doing is the button is going to call an event. That event is called light, and you have to be very careful. Spelling matters in this particular section. So you want to make sure you put the name for this event as easy as possible to remember. Now that I showed you the script, let's see it in action. We're going to go ahead and go back to our scene, and we're going to see our button main light. We are going to go ahead and add a component. Udon behavior. We are then going to add, we're going to add our programming asset, which is our button toggle. And then under target game object, we need to we need to put the same thing we just did for main light. The main light is going to be the one we just made for main light. That is this one. To test it, but before we're not done yet actually, because we only did the programming part. Now we need the clicking part. So as you guys can see, we have a unclick parentheses parameter here under button. What you want to do is press plus sign. We're going to go ahead and drag and drop the Udon behavior to button. Under no function, go to Udon behavior. Go all the way down until you see um, send custom send custom event in the form of a string. And then we're going to and then in the box we're gonna press a light. We're gonna type in light. Now make sure when you do this you are naming them correctly, because the same name must be applied to this. Now when you're ready, press save, Control S, and we're going to test it out. Okay, nice. Now that we tested, now that we're testing it out, we are gonna press our main light. Oh, that's right. Hold up. Hold on one moment. I want to see one thing. Did I forget? Yeah, let me see one quick thing because I remember making this mistake too. Let me see one quick thing here because I had a feeling I was gonna make the same mistake again. Uh, yeah, I made the same mistake again. Oh, because I forgot to add a panel. That's why. I forgot to add a panel. Oops. Yep, I forgot to add the panel. But let me just make sure of something. Oh, that's why too. Okay. Okay, that's why. Okay. So first, I forgot to add a panel. That's number one. Number two, that is supposed to be on default. This canvas is supposed to be on default. Number zero. Then I forgot to add a panel. Oops. UI panel. Okay, this two, and then make sure of some. Let me just make sure and test this. See if that was the reason why. I forgot to put it on default. But let me just make sure that is the reason why. Yep, that's the reason why. Main lights. There we go. Turn it off. Don't forget to put this on default. And make sure you have a UI shape. VRC UI shape. Now lamp lights is not gonna work because I didn't put anything there for it. They have a switch, and now you have a button. All right. Now we're not going to go through it the same thing with the lamp light and the mirror because all you have to do now is literally put in the same things we just did in that order, and then you can do it like that. Now, I would like now to showcase what is coming up next time. There's two lessons that we're going to be doing, and let me see the poll. Let me actually see our poll. Don't forget to vote on that poll, by the way. Ooh, it's 50% split. Okay. I see half of you want doors to be animated next time, and I see spawn objects. Okay. Depending on what's easier, guys. All right. That's what we're gonna do first. I had that feeling it was gonna be split. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it's split down the middle. Okay. So let me show you guys what I am thinking of for spawn object. So let's go back to our little blue house over here. So spawn object. So right now I have these guys. Okay. So I have this purple button called weapon spawner. Now they will spawn a weapon spawner. All the weapons you see here. These are your regular role playing weapons like you would normally see in a role play. Now, you may have noticed that there's another button that is on top of the shield. What this does, it's going to spawn a shield. Kind of. That's because the shield in question is actually right here. Okay, it is spawning up here. Okay. Now, what I'm gonna do right now is just show you guys something more interesting. I forgot. We're gonna do more of this next week. But now what I want to do is present VRChat Pickup. The VRC Pickup is where you can use physics now. And I'm going to present that right now just so that you guys can get ready for next lesson. And that is going to be, I'm going to present that using this field as an example. We're going to add a component called um, VRC Pickup. You're going to see two components added. VRC rigid body and VRC pickup. What this does is allows you to pick up an object and it will showcase that object to you. The next thing we're going to add is another one. It's called box collider. A box collider is like a box collider you would see in video games. The final thing we're going to add is a VRC global, I believe it's object sync. Yes, object sync. You may have noticed that there's something new called player object. Please note that it's actually for persistence, which we're going to go into once we're ready for that material. Now, we're going to make, I'm going to copy, I'm going to make a copy and paste of this. What's going to happen is I'm going to go to my assets, I'm going to make a folder, create folder, and we're going to call it custom prefab. Custom prefab. Here's why. We're going to go inside of that folder and we're going to drag our new shield in here. We're going to prefab variant and we call this edited shield. Then I'm going to go ahead and change some scripting around. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna break it down the script next week. But what I want to present now is I want to present what you're going to be doing. So we're going to go ahead and go to Object Spawner, and I'm going to change that to Edited Shield. And then I'm going to go ahead and test it. Let's see if this is right. Okay, I'm going to go back to my house. And, oh, wait, wrong house. Go to this one. We're going to see. Okay, you see that little shield just dropped, right? We can now pick it up. We can toss it around like a toy. Now, what's going to happen now is I'm going to drop some shield. I'm going to go outside, and you're going to notice that, ta-da, I have a lot of shields now. And guess what? You can pick them up. You can throw them away if you want. Up to you. So now you have a shield that you can play, role play with now. Okay? And it's coming from, well, this puppy right here. That's why this thing is here in the first place. So it's actually spawning from there. So I'm gonna teach you guys that next week. So how many times can you spawn an object? As many times as you want. Now I'm gonna warn you that this is local play, meaning only you can see this. I'm gonna make a global play when we do the scripting next week. Then we are going to add a door next week, and we're going to teach you guys animation of a door. We're gonna be doing the regular door, the one that goes in and out. The one you open the hinge and it goes out, like it swings in, okay? And then when you want to exit, it swings out. That kind of deal. So that's next week. Animations and object spawning. Then we're gonna be testing. Actually, let's actually test now. Exit play mode, pro save, VRChat SDK. Let's go ahead and build and test. By the way, if you want to change the platform, press that platforms button, go to Android. If you go to Android though, keep in mind that it will need to recompile everything. And then once it recompiles everything, it's now an Android build. In an Android build, you'll be able to build requests. I forgot to mention this at the beginning. So let's go ahead and test what we got so far and see how far we have come. Now, to upload a build, a VRChat World, you must have a VRChat account, obviously. Number two, you have to make sure you are a new user or higher rank in order to do so. And then number three, when you upload a build of your world, it's going to be counted as a community lab. You must have at least, I think, 100 visitors to get it out of labs. I believe it is more than 100 because the one that I made got like 1,000 and before doing that. As you can see, here's the character I'm using. Here's the mirror toggle. Actually, we never implemented the mirror. The main lights, the this one, the mirror. So we're good there. Now we're gonna spawn an object. Okay. So spawn object. We're going to spawn a the object right here. And then we're going to go ahead and pick up a shield. And we're gonna toss it around. We're gonna literally like that. You're literally role playing right now because you have a shield. Now, if you are on quest and if you pick up two items like a sword and shield, you can start role playing. just like that. All right, and then you can toss it around. You can toss the shield around. Remember, because remember, now they have rigid body. Bye bye. Now they have rigid body. You can start playing with physics, and we're gonna go dive into physics more in depth later on. Just do keep in mind that if you throw out the shield and you don't have respawning enabled, you don't get it back. You have to respawn another one. Do keep that in mind that you do need to have a script to respawn a object. If we do object respawn next week, object spawning next week, I'll also add the sub lesson of respawning objects. And goodbye. Bye bye, Shield. See you later. See you in about 3 hours when I play Dungeons and Dragons. And I rolled like a natural 20. Anyway, that is how that is how you do interactions with spawning objects. We're not excuse me, not spawning. Toggling objects. Next week we're going to spawn objects and we're gonna learn about animations. And if we have time, we're gonna have the sub lesson of respawning objects. Because right now we don't have that yet. We have the ability to spawn, don't have the ability to respawn. So keep that in mind. Those are two different things. All right. And then maybe we can do some crazy stuff. All right. Now keep in mind that in very next few lessons, we are also going to dive into community repositories. I'm going to teach you how to use those next week. That's all for this lesson, everybody. If you have any questions about the lessons, let me know in the comments below. And if you would like to learn more about this stuff, let me know because I'm very interested. And there will be more videos on the classroom channel very soon. That's it for this one, everybody. We'll be back again next Tuesday for our third lesson, either the object spawning or the animations first, and then we'll see what transpires. If we have time next week, I'm gonna add the respawning of objects. All right, that's all for now. Enjoy, and we'll see you guys on the next one.